Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. This is gonna be pure blood and violence. Here's why. These two are absolute killers when it comes to striking. With Max Holloway, which at one point during his prime, I'd say he was considered the best boxer in the UFC. That guy was just so clean with his movements. He's amazing. I still like him, but he's past his prime in my opinion. I think he's washed up. And I do think that Arnold Allen is going to win the fight because he's younger and he's received less damage than Max Holloway. So if you look at Max Holloway's history, his recent fights, his latest was his loss against the great Alexander Volkanovski. This guy got absolutely outclassed. He got so outclassed that it hurt me as a fan to watch that fight. It hurt because at the end of that fight, Volkanovski did not have a single scratch on his face. And if you compare it to Max Holloway's face, this guy was absolutely beat up. He was just bloodied, broken nose, cut eyebrow. This guy was he got beat up. It looked like a pro fought an amateur. It was the difference between those two was huge. And if you look at the fight before that, he fought Yair Rodriguez. Although he did win by decision, they went 5 rounds, and Holloway wins by decision. The amount of damage that Max Holloway took in that fight, although he did win, he came victorious, but this guy took a lot of damage. You can see at the end of the fight, Yair Rodriguez was in the ambulance, behind the ambulance in the bed, and Holloway he wasn't in no bed or anything, but he was beat up. He had cuts all over his face. And if you look at the fight before Yair Rodriguez, Max Holloway fought Calvin Kattar, and that was another war. Although Max did win, he still received damage. So this guy has been receiving a lot of damage throughout his career. Max Holloway is only 31 years old, which is still a good age, but in my opinion, with all the damage he's received and the amount of fights this guy has, I do think he's past his best. Now, in the other side of the coin, we have Arnold Allen. This guy's resume so far is incredible. Look at it. He finished Calvin Kattar in the second round. He finished him in 2 rounds. It took Max Holloway a decision to beat Calvin Kattar, and Arnold Allen did it in 2 rounds by knockout. So that's one thing. Another thing, he beat a lightweight. He KO'd a lightweight. The fight that put him there, the fight that put him in the spotlight was against Hangman Hooker, and he got the job done in fashion. He outstriked Dan Hooker. You can argue that Dan Hooker, he had a crazy cut. This guy's a welterweight, and he cut to 145. But again, he knocked out Dan Hooker. That says a lot. That says that Arnold Allen, besides being a small dude, standing at 5'8", he can still fight against the big guys. He beat Dan Hooker. And Max Holloway's considered tall for 145, and I think I think that Arnold Allen can get the job done against Max Holloway. And if you look at the fight before Hangman Hooker, he fought Yusuf. It was a 3-round fight, and he did win by decision. But besides the point, he finished Calvin Kattar and he finished Dan Hooker. And that is the reason why we are talking about him today. Because we know this guy's talent. We know this guy's This guy's a menace. We know he has power in his hands. And that is why I think he will... I think he will actually finish Max Holloway. I do see a TKO, some sort of TKO by Arnold Allen. Or maybe if he doesn't TKO him, I can see Arnold Allen outstriking Max Holloway. Because although Max Holloway is past his prime, he's past his best, one thing that this guy still has is heart. Every fight that Max Holloway goes in, he goes in with heart. So for that reason, I can maybe Arnold Allen can win by decision. Now the question is, what is next for both after this fight? For me, if Max Holloway loses this fight, he's done. I believe that his career is going to start going in a downward spiral. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Max Holloway as a gatekeeper fighter. That would really suck to see. But it's the only... Maybe he'll retire or something. Let's not forget he retired in the past because of a sickness or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he called it a day at 31 years old. But 31 years old, that's received a lot of damage. And that's if he loses. If he wins, I think he's gonna be at the stay by. He's gonna wait to see what happens between Yair Rodriguez and Volkanovski. That's if he wins. But if he loses, which I think is gonna happen, his career is gonna start going in a downward spiral. Now, on the other side of the coin, if Arnold Allen wins the fight, I think he's established himself as a contender for the 145, and he's gonna be waiting to see what happens between Yair and Volkanovski. And I think the winner of those, of Yair and Volkanovski, might fight Allen. I think the winner is gonna come out of this fight. Although we can't forget that Ilia Topuria is gonna be fighting Josh Emmett. So maybe the winner of Max versus Allen will have to wait like a fight or two fights. But I feel like this isn't this is a, what do you call? This to me is a playoff. This fight to me is a playoff. The winner of this one is gonna go up, and the loser is gonna go down. I see a 70-30. I give 70-30 in favor of Allen. Let me know who you guys think is winning this fight, and what do you guys think is next for both? Let me know down below in the comments. Alright guys, that is it for today, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm out.